Okay, we're recording, so take it away.
All right, so we're presenting Bellevue's Forward Fall Fest. I'm Tyler Proko. I'm sick, so I'm presenting from home.
Keep going.
So first, start with our marketing plan. So to start with our executive summary, our marketing campaign is really aiming to connect the people in the Pittsburgh area and surrounding areas, people of all ages, by creating a sense of a community through a festive and fun fall festival 5K race. So our event will feature a beer garden for adults, crafts for kids, and family-friendly activities, which really makes this an event for people of all types and ages. So we're seeing tourism rates growing around the area, so we really believe that this festival is not only going to attract new visitors, but it's also going to strengthen the local community of Bellevue. So through our engaging promotions and exciting event day experiences, we're really trying to aim to deliver a memorable festivity that will captivate all of our participants and bring to light the wonderful destination that Bellevue has to offer. So to start with our mission, we are aiming to attract tourists from Pittsburgh and the surrounding areas to Bellevue to look to get out of the hustle and bustle of the city and find some hometown comfort. So our products, we're offering an annual fall festival for all ages. As mentioned, we're going to do the 5K race, which also features crafts for the kids and a beer garden after the race. And for our positioning, we're really just trying to hone in on the human connection and the sense of a belonging, which is found in a small town, which is Bellevue, which is conveniently minutes away from the city of Pittsburgh. So some of our strengths, we have a tight-knit community setting. As mentioned, it's very close to the densely populated areas around it, so we can really pull from those areas to attract tourism. And we're really honing in on the inclusivity for all ages. Some of the weaknesses is brand exposure. And also we have a limited marketing budget, which we'll touch upon in future slides. Some of the opportunities that we present are increased tourism to Bellevue, people meeting new people, whether you're in Bellevue or out of Bellevue, all people of types of ages, and also just creating new business partnerships. And then a couple of threats would be the competing festivals and fall events in surrounding areas, and then also like sporting events, concerts in Pittsburgh, and then logistics, mainly space and parking, but other accommodations as well.
For our situation analysis, for who we hope to come to the event and for our Forward Fall Fest in general, our market demographics are families with kids, young professionals, and older adults, mainly from surrounding areas, kind of drawing them in with the appeal of a small town. Our target age for this would be 25 to 45, mostly looking at the adults and families and those young professionals, hoping that the older ages and the younger ages will come with them as a part of the event. For the psychographic, we're targeting the middle of the class as well, because we want them to come and use our and we're targeting the middle and upper class so that they'll come and spend their money at our vendors that we have for our festival, which we'll get into, and also participate in our crafts and the beer garden and the 5K. There's a lot of different things we're offering at this event. For our psychographic demographics, nearby urban and suburban social and active people that enjoy meeting new friends, the simplicity of Bellevue and festivals, and being in touch with a community that maybe they don't have at their homes in more dense areas. For market growth trends, we see that the population is increasing in Pittsburgh and busy downtown areas. Overall, it's probably just because of more job opportunities. For example, like in downtown, in areas like Lawrenceville, Strip District, increasingly gentrified areas, which makes an increased need for an escape to local towns run by small businesses. I kind of like notice this, especially just as you live in Pittsburgh, looking in East Liberty and places like that that are becoming bought out by Google and replaced with very corporate and chain restaurants. So the need for kind of a small business with locals running things is something that our market is increasingly leaning towards. There's an increase in remote work and an increase in tourism in Bellevue, which we hope to increase even further. Our direct competition are fall events in downtown Pittsburgh and surrounding local areas. And our indirect competition is other events around the area, like concerts, sporting events, alumni events, at surrounding universities, as we kind of touched on earlier. For our marketing strategy, our overall value proposition is get out of the hustle and bustle of the city and experience the comfort and hominess of Bellevue, which homey makes it feel wrong, but you get the point. That's kind of what I did. So, for our objectives, it's create a desire to visit Bellevue and increase tourism through experiential marketing to drive word of mouth sharing. So using this event in order to get people to invite their friends and maybe make new friends at the event as well. Within 6 months before the event, we want to drive traffic to Bellevue Forward website up by 20% and foot traffic by 5% after the event, measured by analyzing business sales that at the vendors, like at the event, and parking spaces purchased and bus trips, kind of looking at all these analytics to see how beneficial our event actually was for our marketing goals. Our target market strategy is to hone in on the sense of belonging and lack of interconnectedness in the city to draw our target market to Bellevue and our event, since we are close to surrounding busy areas and provide an experience attractive to young professionals, parents, and children. While our market is big, it's really focused on those people in the busy areas. For our branding perception, we are a small town with the charm of a welcoming community to escape the busyness of everyday life. Bellevue Forward is an organization that is consistent and reliable in its messaging, providing experiences of comfort and belonging to anyone who participates.
Right. So a few things to highlight in our creative brief are the problems and then their solutions and our exclusions. So the problem we are trying to solve with this festival is that young to middle-aged adults can feel very isolated in urban living, and there's no hometown feel other than maybe their local coffee shops. So the festival is trying to highlight these desires and wants with its community and its propping up of local businesses. Another thing to highlight is in our creative brief is what we are not trying to do, which is overly modernize the aesthetic. We really want to keep that hometown feel. Complex features such as parade floats and VIP offers. When I went into Bellevue, I was talking with two ladies who liked the idea of a big parade with floats similar to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. So we want to make it very clear that that is not what we are offering with this parade.
Now, moving into some of our actual ad campaigns, we're starting off with the hero ad, which is kind of just an overview of everything that our festival is going to offer. So we're going to have the 5K race, we're going to have the beer garden, and we're going to have the actual festival during the day, which will include different vendors coming in. There'll be things such as hot chocolate, crafts for kids, and other things for people to get engaged with. So the start of the day, we're going to start off with the Forward 5K, which is obviously a 5K race, and all the proceeds will go to us, which will help us continue pushing local businesses and benefiting the local people in the area. So this starts off at 9 a.m. and the tickets are $30 for adults and $15 for children. And they come with food, water, and a free t-shirt, which we have designed up there for them to, kind of arouse interest in it. And then following that is the actual festival during the day, which will start at around 10:30. And that's going to have all of our vendors coming in, local businesses. We're going to have pumpkin carving events for the children, as well as families if they're interested. And it would be $10 for the pumpkins. We also want to partner up with face paint artists and other similar areas so that they can come in of no charge and they get whatever profit they gain, kind of just to keep pushing local business better. So on our ad, we really push those, the pumpkin carving, the families together, the children. And then for the next part, we go right into the beer garden. And this is starting at 11 a.m. So this is going to be right around where the 5K is ending. So people that are running the 5K can go right to here if they're interested. And this is going to be partnered with the Lincoln Avenue Brewery. And we're hoping they can provide their beers. And we could also invite some other local vendors if they're interested. This would also be a paid for event, and you would get a wristband if you're over 21 and you paid, and that would allow you into the beer garden. We would have live music provided by 565, And there's also several different packages that come along. We'll go over that in the next slide. And this is also great because Lincoln Avenue Brewery is also right near the main event. So everything's kind of in the same similar area. So finally, this is just an ad that kind of goes over an overview of the packages that we have available. So to get into the beer garden, it would be $40. And as I said, the 5K is 30 for adults and 15 for kids. And then we also have the premium package available, which will get you into all of the events. So it would get you into the 5K and into the garden, the beer garden, as well as getting 2 free drinks and of course the free t-shirt involved.
Now, for local and local business participation, both local and outside partnering businesses will pay 0 fee for their participation. Our goal is to highlight them and prop them up using their products or services creatively for this event, such as using 1867 Tattoo Company to potentially help with face paint or graphics, and 56 Live to provide live music during the beer garden.
So here is a proposed event map that I kind of crafted for this. In the red is where the 5K race would be. And we kind of did this so that we wouldn't have to shut down Lincoln Avenue for super long. And we used a lot of the back roads other than the ones that we want to use for the vendors, which would be the blue dash line. And the star is where the start and end would be. So they would start at that point, go around maybe once or twice around this track, I don't know, 3 times they've done a 5K, but then they stop at the star again, and then right there where the arrow is with the green lettering is where we would like the beer garden to be, which is a little bit more clear in this picture that I took on Google Earth. That parking lot to the left of the church would be our like space that we would aim for the beer garden. Those other surrounding parking lots, we could potentially use them for other vendors, but how do I go back? Okay. The vendors would kind of be lined down the blue dotted line street, and then they could also go into that parking lot around the beer garden. We can kind of funnel all the people from the end of the race, especially the ones who bought that premium package, into the beer garden. And then also they can bring their kids with them and they can kind of go around the vendors and participate in the crafts. Right. Yeah. For our advertising distribution, there's a various amounts of places that we can advertise this event. So we could obviously do the Bellevue Forward website, which is already set up to perfectly advertise for their events. The Bellevue Forward social media to engage with the local community. I thought we could do Anna Eats PGH because I'm very influenced by her and the different food places that she goes to. We would attempt to like DM her and kind of get a sponsorship going with her where we'd offer her to have some free food in Bellevue, come and try out the different restaurants and then post a video about it prior to the event. So then she can kind of draw an interest to try these different restaurants and drink places in Bellevue to have people come to the festival. Also flyers in local stores and libraries to already connect with that tight-knit community in those third spaces. The Visit Pittsburgh website and the Downtown Pittsburgh website were the biggest things that I saw for connecting with the downtown, like very busy areas, because they have a place on their website where you can advertise your event and you can submit it to be on their website. So we could reach our larger audience that we would like to market to.
All right, so we estimate our total budget to be about $8,500, separating it into 7 sections, as you guys can see. Something to highlight is we have a specific section for unexpected expenses, such as insurance costs or extra labor. And depending on the bulk of some of these purchases, the prices and overall budget can be subjected to change. But this is not exactly a source of anxiety for us because due to our pricing structure, we're expecting a total revenue to be around $20,000 with a high of $30,000 based on the ticket sales and crafts. And this is also based on the increasing amount of residents working from home in Bellevue and the influx of tourists. All right. And then to discuss our pricing a little bit more, we have to go to our promotion. First, social media promotions are always a good when dealing with a large target audience. Examples being giveaways, raffles, free tickets, and tagging a friend below in social media content related to this festival in order to get said goodies. Our premium package drives buyers to attend both the 5K and the beer garden, while the general tickets for the beer garden influences those who might not be in the 5K to still hang around Bellevue for a little bit. And then, of course, our general admission for 5K, that is pretty standard. I think this is
So we came up with 4 key performance indicators. So I'll start with tickets sold. So, the higher tickets sold, that will correlate to how of an outreach we had, and therefore the best turnout for our campaign. And we can break down the tickets sold by demographics to see which segments kind of responded better to our marketing strategies. Next is engagement. So we'll look at which events specifically had the best attendance and participation. And then following up with that, which had the best reviews after the event. And so we can use engagement to kind of assess the success of each singular event. The next is promotion conversions. So we would look at the return on investment for each promotion to see how successful that singular promotion was. And we'd also look at the conversion rate to see kind of the success of our targeting, our content, and other marketing strategies that we used. And then finally, the main one is business sales. So which specific businesses earn the most sales from the events and did well? And then also overall, how was the turnout from the campaign? How did Bellevue do overall? And then to close it out, awaiting success, we see our fall festival becoming a yearly tradition to help bring more traction to Bellevue, benefiting the people, Bellevue, and we also see us expanding and creating other events that are not just fall, so for all seasons, to make a celebrating friendly get-together event more common in Bellevue and to really show out the world the comfort of the small town of Bellevue. Thank you.